Are you paying for EC2 instances even when nobody is using them? So what if I told you there is a way to automatically start and stop your EC2 instances without touching the console, save 60% of your cost. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to automate EC2 start and stop during non-business hours. So using Lambda and as well as Amazon EventBridge service. So first, let's understand why should we optimize cost. Let's be honest, many of us spin off EC2 instances for testing and development and as well as for internal applications. Then, so we'll forget to stop them. So when those instances keep running overnight or on weekends, your AWS bill keeps growing silently. Now let's take a scenario. Let's say a software company has a 10 EC2 instances for dev and as well as a QA environment. And these instances needed to be stopped every day in the evening 6 p.m. And when the instances are in the stop put state, let's say we have to restart all the EC2 instances every day in the morning 9 a.m. But the instances run 24/7 and costing the company thousands of dollars every month. By automating the start and stop process, you only pay what you actually use. You can save the cost and as well as effort as well. Now let's understand how it works. First, let's identify all the instances and we are going to tag them with any key and as well as value. So for example, you can keep auto start and stop and value would be true. And build a Lambda function to start EC2 instances every day morning 9 a.m. to stop them in the evening at 6 p.m. And attach required permissions to the Lambda using IAM service. And finally, we will schedule the Lambda using Amazon EventBridge scheduler. Now, let me navigate to the AWS management console. We'll see the step-by-step procedure. And click on the instances. So first of all, the step number 1 is identify all the instances which you need to start and stop every day. And the second step, so tag all the instances. So go with the common tag. So I'm just going with one tag called, so here the key is nothing but the auto stop and so the value I'm taking true. So coming to the third step, navigate to the Lambda and create a Lambda function. So just specify the function name. Let's say, so auto start and stop Lambda function. So choose a runtime. So go with Python runtime. So you can take latest version or the previous versions also. I'm just going with version 3.12. And here I'm just going with the x86 64-bit architecture. And in the permissions, we know by default when we are creating Lambda, the Lambda will be created with the basic execution permission. If you want to attach the required permissions to the Lambda function, so that we can attach later also. So for now, scroll down, click on create Lambda function. So it will take some time. So wait for the Lambda. Once the Lambda function is successfully created, so close this, just scroll down here. So here, remove the existing code first. And so here I'm going to write a simple code where, we can start EC2 instances and stop EC2 instance every day. So if you observe the code here, I'm just importing Boto3. And then, so here I'm just specifying the tag called key is nothing but auto start and stop. And the tag value is nothing but the true. The step number 1. So here I'm going to describe all the EC2 instances. So with the tag, so key and as well as in the value. Then I will extract all the instance IDs from all the instances. And I'm going to loop them each and every day to stop the instance and as well as to start the EC2 instance. Okay. So using the CloudWatch EventBridge, I'm going to perform an action called start and stop. So that's the reason here I'm just taking an action called action equals to start and as well as the action equals to stop. And finally, deploy the Lambda function. Just save changes in the code. So it is updating the Lambda function. Wait for a few seconds. Once the code is updated, so the next step what we will do is, so go to the configuration settings. So generally, the 3 seconds time is not required to execute the Lambda. Click on modify and increase the timeout. So the maximum Lambda can be executed up to 15 minutes, but let me take, so maximum, 3 or 4 minutes, that is enough. And click on save here. And just scroll down, and here you can see in the permission section. So we have a default role. Let me open this role in the new tab. Now I'm going to attach the required permissions. Let's navigate to the IAM console and attach permissions to the Lambda function. So click on add permissions here. So instead of attaching, if there is an existing policy, you can attach an existing policy. So if you want to create a new policy, you can create a new policy. Remember, for best practices, always, we will attach limited permissions to the Lambda. Okay. So here, use a service called EC2. And in the EC2, what we are going to do first, we will describe the instances, right? Search for describe EC2 instances in the list category. And then after describing EC2 instances, then the Lambda, it will perform the action like start instances or stop instances. So first, select the start instances, then you can go for search for stop instances. That's it. Okay, so these three permissions are enough. Just scroll down here. So click on next and just specify the policy name. Let's say the policy name is start and stop EC2 policy. Scroll down here, click on create policy. So as we are creating inline policy, directly it will be attached to the Lambda role. So after attaching permission to the Lambda, now close this one. So first of all, if you want to test your Lambda function, you can test your Lambda function here itself. So go to the code section. Yeah. So if you observe here, so we have all the EC2 instances which are in the running state. So I want to stop all the EC2 instances which are in the running state. Okay. Then come back to the Lambda. So click on test your Lambda function. It will ask create a new test event. So you can specify any meaningful event name. Let's say I want to stop EC2 instances. Just scroll down here. So now in the JSON, what I'll do, so I'm going to pass an event. So whenever the action is stop, the Lambda should stop all the EC2 instances. Just scroll up here and click on save your test event. So once it is saved, now again test your Lambda function. So when you're testing the Lambda function, so just observe here, the Lambda is successfully executed. And so here we got the response called null. And now come back to the EC2 instances, just give refresh and check all the EC2 instances. So whether the instances are stopping or not. So now if you observe here, all the EC2 instances are stopping. So when the EC2 instances are, in the stop put state, based on the action called start in the Lambda, it is going to start all the EC2 instances. That's it. So after testing the Lambda, now come back to the Amazon EventBridge service. So create a schedule. So where you can start the EC2 instances every day in the morning 9 a.m. And you can create one more schedule to stop the EC2 instances every day in the evening 6 p.m. Click on create a schedule. Just specify the schedule name. Let's say this is start EC2 every day in the morning 9 a.m. So you can put any description. The schedule pattern, let me go with the recurring schedule instead of going with the one-time schedule, because I want to execute Lambda every day. Just go with the recurring. And here we have to specify, so we have to provide the cron expression. So I'm going with, every day 9 a.m. So you can just specify 00 here. And the hours, so every day 9 a.m. And the day of the month, so I'm just going with, every day. So go with, question mark. And the month is nothing but January to December. And the day of the week, so let's go with the Monday to Friday. And the year, I'm just going with, every year. So if you observe the next 10 trigger dates, the Lambda is going to execute from Monday to Friday. So every day morning, exactly 9 a.m. And finally, So off this flexible window, we don't want flexible time window. Just scroll down and click on next. And you can choose your target. What's our target? So click on the Lambda, AWS Lambda, and choose our Lambda function. So let's say this is my Lambda function. Now here we have to pass an event in the payload. So what is the event? The event is nothing but so based on the action. So if the action equals to start, it is going to start all the EC2 instances when the instances are in the stopwatch state. Scroll down here, click on next. And so once the Lambda is executed, if you want to delete the Lambda function, you can delete, or else you can go with the none. Let me go with the none. Scroll down, and encryption is not required. The permissions, just go with the create new role and click on next. And finally, you can review each and everything before creating the schedule. Scroll down here, finally click on create a schedule. So now here we have successfully created schedule, so where we can start the EC2 instances every day in the morning 9 a.m. Same like that. So we have to create one more schedule in the Amazon EventBridge service, so where we can stop EC2 instances every day in evening 6 p.m. Now come back to the schedules. Let's create one more schedule to stop the EC2 instances. Specify the schedule name. Let's say now, so this is stop EC2 and go with the recurring schedule. So just specify the cron. So just go with the same schedule I'm taking here. Okay. So but the hours I'm just going with the 18. So here 18 hours in the sense in the 24-hour period we can take every day at 6 p.m. only. Now off the flexible time window, just scroll down, click on next. So choose a target here, AWS Lambda, and then now the Lambda is I'm using the same Lambda function. So use the same Lambda function here. Now coming to the payload. What's the payload here? So now the action is nothing but, let me specify the action. So in the last schedule, we have seen the action called start. Now here I'm going to take the action called stop. So when the action is stop, the Amazon EventBridge, so it will trigger the Lambda, where the Lambda, it will stop EC2 instances every day, evening 6 p.m. Click on next here. So finally, action after schedule completion, go with the none. I don't want to delete the Lambda function. And encryption is not required. Finally, click on next. So you can review. So after confirming all the details, finally click on create a schedule. So this is how we can create schedules in the Amazon EventBridge service. So where we can start and we can stop EC2 instances every day. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and share it with your friends. Subscribe for more AWS and DevOps content. And let me know in the comments which AWS service you want me to cover in the next video. Thank you.